Hello everybody, welcome to another vintage cube draft. Pretty good pack to start, got a Mox Emerald, cannot complain about that. It is the worst Mox, I would say, by a reasonable margin, but still, great pickup. The rest of the pack is pretty good too. Sneak Attack and Thalia and all three of these fetchable lands are totally first pickable. You could also maybe first pick like Toxic Deluge if you're desperate. These two cards are okay, but definitely taking the Mox. In terms of what we're thinking going forward, most mocks can push you towards that color, or towards that color. This one does less so, though, because green is already good at ramping. Like, this doesn't really address the weaknesses of this color combination. So, honestly, if anything, it makes me maybe less likely to play green, but I'll just see what's open from here. But yeah, very good pickup. The only thing I'm not going to go into is some sort of sneak attack deck, because this is not going to wheel. Yeah. Watch Emerald, get in here. Let's see what we got. Okay, not the best pack here. So just if this is pack 1, just based on power level, I would take Steam Vents. Dark Confidant's okay. Like, I really don't like Razor and Mox together. They don't really do... Like, this makes you want to have a bunch of lands. Mox Emerald wants you on a lower land count. I think Temple Garden is just not good. Green-White's not a good color combination in Vintage Cube. Could take Dark Confidant. Yeah, I think it's Dark Confidant or Steam Vents. There's some argument for Imperial Seal maybe, but not really. Yeah, I'll check the Steam Vents. Pretty disappointing second pack, but we'll see. I mean, if Blue-Red is open, and maybe it is open if someone is passing Steam Vents, then that could be good. Now we see Miscalculation. I think that is the pick. Yeah, not really much else that's that much of a consideration. Miscalc's great, especially since we can play it on turn 1. So it could be Teamer, could just be Blue-Red. Now we see, in terms of power level, there's Kolaghan's Command, but that's stretching the mana pretty thin. Could just take Shark Typhoon. There's also... I mean, yeah, this pack... we've honestly... A few of these packs have not been too good, but I think I will take the Shark Typhoon here. We're pretty likely to play blue at this point. Okay, Expressive Iteration, 5th pick is kind of nice. I think we're solidly blue-red at this point. Underworld Breach is strong, too. It doesn't particularly combo with what we already have, though. And we, want to be blue-red, so I think we'll just, cut this color combination. Yep, that's a pretty nice late pickup. Or, I don't know if I want to say late, but kind of late. And now we see Uro. Okay, we're Teamer. That's pretty sweet. Rage Green would be nice if we are Teamer. Also, just from power level, that's a late Solitude, but... Uro looks great here. Teamer is a very good color combination for this card because you have access to a lot of cantrips and cheap burn spells and stuff like that fill the graveyard. Yeah, love getting a 6th pick Uro. Whoa, that is a late Palace Jailer. There's also Cryptic Command and Windswept Heath. I think I'm going to take the fetch land. As good as this is, it really pulls us away from what we're doing right now. And fetch lands are just amazing. Yeah, I'll take this. Doesn't help us yet, but we could become a Ren and 6 deck. We could just get a Breeding Pool. Could also become an Omnath deck if we see a late 4th Aerlingus. I guess we wouldn't see an 8th pick here, but opening up a potential White Splash isn't too bad. And speaking of, do we just take this Plateau now? I don't think it's... Yeah, it's definitely not getting... Tarmogoyf looks okay, but not amazing. The Weatherseed Treaty is just kind of an underpowered card. Yeah, I'll take the Plateau. And now we see Rogran Triome. That's a great pickup. Also Sacred Foundry, but Rogran Triome is better here. Yeah, so we're setting up to be potentially a 4-color Omnath deck, even if we don't get Omnath, just blue, red, green, white. Very good fixing. I mean, yeah, honestly, this deck looked great so far. We have the fixing, we have some card draw, we have some counter magic. Now we can take Field of the Dead. It's pretty bad with Iteration and Uro. But it is looking like we're going to have a lot of lands. I don't think anything else in this pack looks that good. I could take Scrubland if we want to be 5-color. But I think I'll take this, speculatively. It might not get there. We'll see. But it also might get there. None of these look too good. I think we'll have too high of a curve for the Synthesizer. Neither of these equipments look strong. We're not likely to play black. I think I'll take the Thraben Inspector here. Now I'll take Elvish Reclaimer. Yeah. Okay, Fire Covenant. That's really powerful. Makes me wish that I had taken the Scrubland, or the, Scrubland. Now I think I will take Raging Ravine over Baleful Mastery. Mastery is great if we are playing black, but yeah. Last pick, Pyrokinesis. Okay. So, yeah, may just be like a straight up 5-color Field of the Dead deck. We'll see on this Fire Covenant. We see another, wow. Okay, well, I'll take the Mox. There's also Fable of the Mirror Breaker and Omnath, which would both be amazing. Kind of hoping Omnath wheels. But yeah, there's just no way we can pass Mox Pearl here. So we will take it. Now we see another great pack. Spars, Headquarters, Tropical Island, and Swords to Plowshares. I think I would take Tropical Island over Spars Headquarters at this point, because we already have a few tapped lands. Swords to Plowshares is very good. We might be kind of light on white mana, though. We should still probably take it. And I think we can probably wheel one of these two lands. But yeah, Swords to Plowshares is just like one of the best cards ever printed and a truly incredible removal spell. Now we see Teferi versus Preordain. I think they're both better than Rafine's Tower. There's also Ignoble Hierarch. I think I'm going to take Preordain. As much as I love Teferi, we have Uro, which makes me want to have a low, or like cards that fill the graveyard. Although, maybe it is just Teferi. This card's so good, and we have a couple accelerants too. Yeah, I think I actually want to go with power level over consistency here. That's not always the case, but I think I should take the Teferi. This card's just so strong. Okay, now there's Stomping Ground versus Caracas. Also, Knight of the Reliquary, but that will come around. I think I'm going to take the Stomping Ground. No, let's take Caracas. This card is just so good. Stomping Ground would help a lot too, but I think Caracas is just like so powerful. It's also early enough that we can adjust our pick order a bit for it. Now there's Grist if we're playing black. I don't think we're going to be playing black though, at least not heavily. We have no fixing for black yet. But then what? Could take Flame Slash just for another cheap removal spell. There's also Delayed Blast Fireball, which is more powerful maybe, but also harder to cast. Faithless Looting is kind of nice. Actually, maybe it is just looting. Very good with Uro. Adds a lot of consistency. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the looting. Close pick. Nothing too good here. Well, actually, no, this is some good stuff. We could definitely play Talisman. We could also play Questing Druid. We're not a Time Spiral deck, I think. I think I'll take Questing Druid. Very good card. Don't mind a little bit more card draw. Now we can take Tribal Flames. I don't think we want Sunken Ruin. It's Tribal Flames versus Pilgrim versus Otari. Honestly, Otari looks pretty nice. Tribal Flames doesn't look that good. Like, yeah, I deal like 2 mana for 4 damage, but we're not that aggressive. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Otari here. It's also nice with Caracas. All legends go up slightly in our pick order. Okay, between the lands, do we want a man land or slightly better fixing? I think I actually like taking a man land here. No, let's actually take Ketri Triome. Yeah, I'm going to take the Triumph. Close pick, but I just like having the right colors is so important. Okay, there's a Taiga. I think I will take the Omnath, though. Omnath is great. Like, having repeatable life gain is very, very good here. Alright, Spars, Headquarters wheeled. I would have rather see Tropical Island wheel, but this is good, too. At this point, it's worth noting we have a ton of tapped lands. So that is something to be aware of. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I really want all the rest of my lands to enter untapped if possible. Now we'll take Odawara, good pickup. Knight of the Reliquary, also a good pickup. Showdown of the... so Sakura Tribe Scout is like almost tempting, but I think it's not quite there. I'll take the Showdown of the Skulls. We have decent removal. It's just like a very powerful card. So, yeah, I mean, this deck looks pretty sweet. I want more fetch lands. We only have one fetch land at the moment. We have a lot of triomes, so we still have pretty good fixing. But I've been in situations like this where I'm playing 4 or 5 colors, and I have like 9 lands, and I'm like, oh, our fixing is great. And then I realize it's all just like Spire Bluff Canals, and having 9 dual lands doesn't actually give you that good fixing if you're playing this many colors. You need to have like tri-lands and quad lands and whatnot. Windswept Teeth is our only quad land at the moment. Not playing Contagion. Probably not playing this in the main deck either, but it's not a bad sideboard card. We might play that. Depends on how much top end we end up with. Alright, what are we looking for in pack 3? I mean, we're playing 5 colors, so just like raw power level, like Minsc and Boo, Oko, like, you know, that sort of thing, just like broken cards. Ren 6 would be nice, Fetch Lands would be nice. Fetch Lands would be one of the best things, actually. Ooh, close pick. 4th Aer Lingus versus Scalding Tarn. Huh. I think 4th Aer Lingus is one of the only cards I would take over a Fetch Land here. I think it is worth taking. This card is just so busted. And it's even better with Moxen. Like, we could theoretically play this on turn 1. Really hurts to pass Scalding Tarn, but I think I am going to take this. Okay, now we see Godless Shrine, Leyline Binding, and Territorial Kavu, and Oliphant. I think I'm going to take the Godless Shrine, actually. I would love to be able to play this Fire Covenant. That would make this deck's removal much better. This gives us 2 free sources. And then also makes the Leyline Binding, which I expect to wheel, a lot better. Okay, easy Arid Mesa here. You know, a couple other cards that could be good, but very easy Arid Mesa. Arid Mesa can get Godless Shrine and Ketria Triome. So just between those two, it gets 5 colors. Good pack so far. Okay. Interesting pack. Spell Pierce is quite strong. Weirdly, Spelunking looks good, but I think Spelunking is super likely to wheel. I'm not interested in Grim Lavamancer in my Uro deck. These lines are okay, but not that exciting. I think I will take the Spell Pierce. Nice to have a second piece of counter magic. Could take Trinket Mage with 2 Moxen. Could take Simic Growth Chamber, but I don't really want more tapped lands. We are going to be making a lot of cuts, which is like a slight point for taking a land. I think I will take the Trinket Mage. Now we see Golos. That's pretty sweet, actually. This is a great deck for Golos. Valakut Exploration, Selesnya Sanctuary, whatever. Yeah, let's take the Golos. Now that we have since we have the black land, we can actually just spin it and make the 5 colors. Now we'll take Breeding Pool. I love Ponder, but I think we should still take the Breeding Pool in our Field of the Dead deck. So what's on the chopping block? I think we can cut Nissa. I think we can cut Pyrokinesis because we're kind of light on red cards. I'm not really interested in Vampiric Tutor. Is there any chance we can actually Zerda? No, there's not. This is like mostly black cards. This pack is pretty bad for us. I think I might just take Creeping Tar Pit, actually. I know we have a million tapped lands, but I love man lands. It's like this or Inferno Titan, probably. No, I don't really want Creeping Tar Pit. I'll take the Inferno Titan. Burst Lightning versus Weathered Wayfarer. I think I'll take the Weathered Wayfarer, actually. Well, how much sheep removal do we have? Swords of Plowshares, Fire... Yeah, we're actually light on sheep removal. This is actually a pretty big pickup. Nice. Leyline Binding is a huge wheel. Currency Converter also looks good, but I'm going to take Leyline Binding. What are the cuts here? Thraben Inspector is just low impact. I think I'll move Inferno Titan to the board. It's not good in every matchup. Okay, is Troll good at all? I can find only Godless Shrine. None of these other cards are good, though. I'll take it, but probably not play it. If we manage to get one more late black land. Interesting. Spelunking does look okay. Honestly, though, I think I'm just going to take the land. Like, we have a bunch... Well, actually, maybe Spelunking... No, I'm going to take the land. Yeah. I'll take another land. I'll take the Growth Chamber here. Million tap lands, that's a little unfortunate. Actually, now I'll take Wrath of God. I don't think I'll play it in the main deck, but good sideboard card. Intuition, actually, weirdly good here, because we're an Uro deck. So I actually think I do want to play that. I think we need to play 19 lands. Actually, no, probably 17 lands is fine with double Moxen. Let's look at our color breakdown. This is always kind of annoying. They should have a function where you can just do it like not have all the multicolored cards grouped separately. So 9 blue cards, 8 white cards, 8 red cards, 6 green, 1 black. So we're base Jeskai. So we'll start with one of each Jeskai, and then we'll have to cut one. So for blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That seems fine, but I don't want to cut the island. For white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing there. And for red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, same there. I think I'm going to cut the plains. And then, yeah, green and black should be totally fine here. Okay, we'll run like this. This deck is kind of crazy, but I think it's quite strong. The Mox can help a lot, because that means we can, like, we'll be a little bit slower because of our tap lands, but then the Moxen can let us speed up from that. And then in the late game, we'll reap the benefit of the tap lands because we just have, like, Man Lands and Field of the Dead and just, like, whatever powerful 5-color cards we want. Would I pass up the 4th Air Lingus for Scalding Tarn? Maybe. It's close. Would I keep this hand? Absolutely. I'm just going to play Breeding Pool tapped on turn 1. There's, like, I don't know, maybe a world where we need to sort some Plowshares on turn 1, but it seems pretty unlikely. And now we can just go turn 2 Miscalculated to turn 3 4th Air Lingus. Okay, I think I'm not going to jam here. It's high upside, but let's just wait a turn, or wait a little bit, and like try to miscalc their first play and then go for it afterwards. It looks like they were F6 there, but if they had like a lightning bolt, and we just jam 4th Air Lingus, they bolt it, and then they untap and play something, like that's a way we could easily lose. Okay, I think I will miscalc this. Miscalc this, and then just untap and play 4th Air Lingus for 2. 4th Air Lingus for 3. And I honestly feel like the game is just over here. We get to hit them for 6 and become the Monarch and back it up with removal spells. They could have a creature with haste, but I don't really care. If they like attack us with a creature with haste, we'll still win that game. Yep. Okay. So Omnath, green, red, white, blue. Hmm. Okay. Now we get to even save the Swords of Plowshares. Bounce this, hit them for 6, and then hold up Swords of Plowshares. And this game is very over. So they're playing like Naya. Don't really know much about their deck. So far, I'm not very impressed. Good to know about Questing Beast, though, especially in a Monarch game. I think I like the idea of bringing in some more removal here. Like Wrath of God seems solid. Pyrokinesis maybe seems solid. What do we not want? I think Intuition maybe is just a little clunky. I do like the looting. I think I like Spell Pierce and Miscalc. If we're bringing in... Maybe we actually make this exchange if we're bringing in a double white card and cutting a blue card. I don't think we need Pyrokinesis still, though. Yeah, I think we can run it like this. I'll bring in Pyrokinesis against decks that are like very fast, but we haven't seen that side of them so far. Okay, don't think we can keep this. The old 4th Air Lingus Uro, Field of the Dead Hand, Mulligan. Oof. I really don't want to go to 5, but I think we might have to. I mean, we're playing 19 mana sources, so it's like almost 80% that we hit our second, and then we can cycle Miscalculation. We also have Fire Covenant, which is good if we're behind. You know what? I'm going to risk it. This hand definitely has a fail rate. Let's put back the 5-drop. But with 19 mana sources, there's a pretty good chance that this hand works out well. That is minorly annoying. Man. Okay, well, as bad of a start as you could have. Them having like a good 1-drop into us drawing. That's probably a brick. Maybe we get Spell Pierce something here. Okay, we don't get Spell Pierce something. That's even like good against the Uro. Okay. I think I'm discarding Spell Pierce and maybe just Miscalc. I think it's going to be hard to line up counter magic this game. I prefer not to let them grow their ooze. So now we play this, and then our plan is to, at some point, find our black source, and then go end of turn Swords of Plowshares. They counter it, untap, take out their board with Fire Covenant. Ooh. So if they don't take Uro, a long-term plan, if we can play Uro and then bounce the Caracas, or bounce it to our hand with Caracas with the trigger on the stack. Okay, let's just take this turn to play Knight of the Reliquary. Okay, yeah, just gonna go for the Uro plan here. So I'll just grab I'm gonna grab Plains actually because my plan is to sacrifice this land to the Knight of the Reliquary. Ooh. I think I'm still just gonna put Raging Ravine into play this turn, but that's not a bad draw. And our plan is just to like get Field of the Dead and just make a bunch of zombies and just ignore whatever they have. Like, yeah, they can exile my stuff. I'm not going to be able to escape Uro, but I can just like play it each turn to just be drawing 2 cards and gaining 3 life and all that each turn. Ooh, that's bad. That's pretty bad. So do we just get Field of the Dead here? Yeah, I think so. But now we're pretty behind. Yeah, they only have 1 card, but I think I mean, we could find Wrath of God, but I don't love this spot. Okay, so let's go blue, green, colorless, Uro. I'm trying to see if there's any way we can play Uro a second time. But I don't want to lose the Uro. I don't want to lose this engine. So let's just go Breeding Pool, bounce Uro, then play Simic Growth Chamber, which like we need a stack of triggers like this, so we get this Field of the Dead guy, and then I'll just pick up Caracas because that's the only painless land. Also plays it around like them having potentially some sort of removal spell or like Wasteland. So we might actually be okay. They're drawing 2 cards a turn, but so are we. That's fine. They don't have great attacks because if they attack and we block, they have to tap their Mother of Runes, and then we can use the Swords to Plowshares. So I think we're actually ahead here. We're just going to keep on making zombies every turn, gaining, like, both players are drawing 2 cards a turn, but we're getting, like, more value than just that. We don't know what's in their deck. Like, they might have some good top end, but I have to think we have a better top decks than they do. And we're going to start making 2 zombies every turn. Flicker Wisp to take out my zombie, sure. There's more where that came from. They can hit us for 4. And at some point we will find Wrath of God, presumably. I'm not going to use this Sword Plowshares. Interesting draw. I think I'm still just on this plan, though. Oh, let's play this correctly, though. Caracas first. Ooh, good draw. Now I'm just going to play the Omnath. So we'll go red, blue, green, white, cast Omnath. Can't get the landfall trigger, but that's okay. Pass turn, and now we have just like a pretty solid board presence. We might even be able to become the Monarch. I do want to find some more lands. They can only hit us for 3. It's fine. Hardcast Timeless Dragon, okay. Wrath of God. Iteration, interesting. I think I will play that. Okay, so we'll go hand, bottom, exile, play the land, getting both of our triggers. Now I will cast the Uro, hoping to draw another land. Nice. Yeah, I'll just put this into play. It's fine. We get to make mana. Bounce this back. I think I will fire off this. We don't get to play... Well, maybe not. Yeah, I think I will Seek the Beast here. Whoa, okay. Cast Otari. Cast Reclaimer. Pass the Swords to Plowshares up. Do we want to attack with stuff? How does it look if we just send everything, actually? They can eat this. But then we do get to become the Monarch. We get to gain some life. Yeah, honestly, I think I like this attack. They're going to get to attack us back, but they were already going to get to attack us back. We lose the Otari, but I think that's fine. Okay, so we're going to hit them for 8 and become the Monarch. We also get Knight of the Reliquary back, not that that's too relevant. There goes our Otari. They can also grow their Scavengers a little bit bigger. There's a Teferi. I think I'm going to fire off the Swords of Plowshares here. Questing Beast, okay. Taking a pretty big hit here. 12. But we can hit them back pretty hard. In fact, we might just have lethal on the backswing. We can remove both of their blockers. Yeah, I think we should be able to kill them unless they have something. Reanimate Palace Jailer. Okay, I mean, they're down to 7. We can take out all 3 of their blockers. Yeah, this is just definitely lethal. I don't even think there's anything they could draw. So we'll go Caracas, bounce this. Teferi, tuck. This. One mana Leyline Binding. I guess technically we could have played Questing Beast or Questing Druid first, but it doesn't matter. Alright. Weird games, but I'll take it. Want to know? See you in round 2. Alright, we are on the play for round 2 against Sellout. Ooh. So this hand is insanely high upside. If we find a land, if we find an untapped land, turn 2, 4th Aerlingus on the play, we'll just win. We have 17 hits, so it's over 50% to find a land, although a lot of them are tapped. We can also cycle Miscalc if we brick. I think the upside is so high that it is worth going for, but this hand has a fail rate. If our top 3 cards are all non-lands, it's pretty bad. Whenever you keep a risky hand, there's a bunch of considerations, but one of them is how high is the upside. Like if it's like, oh, if I draw a land, then this hand is okay. That's one thing, but it's not that exciting. But if your upside is like I basically am guaranteed to win if I find an untapped land on turn 2. Then that's like the kind of upside that's worth going out of your way for. Land. Not a land. Intuition was such a bad draw, actually. Alright, cycle this. Come on. Land. Tap land now. Alright, whatever. I mean, yeah. Would have obviously loved if Mountain and Intuition were in the opposite order, but we'll see. Hopefully they don't have a play. Okay, they have Rofellos. Interesting. We'll see what we draw. Rogren Triome. Okay, I mean, I'm going to go for it. They get to untap with Rofellos, which is pretty bad. If they could also just attack us back with Rofellos and become the Monarch themselves, but I think then we're pretty happy with that exchange. Otari, that's good in a Monarch game, which we're now in. Hopefully we can find another land. We do have Omnath mana for next turn. Big turn here, though. They have a lot of mana. I hope they attack. Okay, yeah, sure, they get to become the Monarch, but this is good for us. Do they have another play? Deep Root Wayfinder. That's actually very annoying. Now we really need to find a land again, but we do. That's amazing. Yeah, I want to become the Monarch back. So the problem is they can just eat our token that we make, but I'm still not going to attack with our Knight because I want to leave that back to block and make it harder for them to become the Monarch. Swords of Plowshares is an excellent draw. So this is the key turn of the game. Next turn we get to take out the Rofellos, and then they have no more chance of winning. I'm also very happy they didn't have another Forest. They have 5 mana. They Chain Lightning our Otari. Okay, that's bad. Into... Okay, that's not a problem at all. Hopefully they attack with both. They don't, but still, this seems like a very good position for us. I want another removal spell. There we go. That's not the removal spell I wanted, but... Okay, let's play Omnath first, I think. Really hoping to find another land. Beautiful. So now we can go Swords here. Become the Monarch, Burst Lightning this, and then they're low on mana. We can try to trade with Ulvenwald Oddity, and there's not really a way they can win from this position. We're just so far up on mana, and also just like probably have better top decks in this sort of position. Next turn we can iteration, trying to hit a land, especially a fetch land. If we can find a fetch land in our top 4, then we get to just go off with Omnath. Actually, any land we get to go off, because we could go iteration into land. Oh, no, okay, well, we're trading these, then never mind. I think it is worth the trade. If they have a burn spell, they could still become the Monarch, but, okay, the board is clear. They are really not threatening much. Now, the only thing I'm afraid of is Channel. So I'm going to try to get their life total low enough that they can't channel Emrakul. Okay. Okay. They get a little bit of value there, but we're still the Monarch. Interesting. Okay, still going for iteration. Yeah, I really want to be able to play Golos this turn if possible. Okay, sweet. So let's go hand, bottom, exile, shock this into play, cast Golos. Obviously wish I still had the Omnath, but cannot complain. Grabbing Field of the Dead, we're going to make a dude. And then everything, like all the rest of our lands, make more dudes. And we're even threatening to spin the Golos. They can kill the Golos, of course. Yeah, Field of the Dead. They can kill the Golos with their Outland Liberator, but that would not be too bad. And because we have 2/2/2s now, they cannot attack us with Courser Crewfix profitably. We drew the Faithless Looting that we just put on the bottom of our library. Look at this graveyard. Thing of beauty. Miscalculation was amazing just as a 2-mana cantrip. If that was a mana leak, we might have lost this game. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 8 of our mana sources down, so we still have... Yeah, over half of the rest of our deck is lands. So we might start to flood a little bit if the game goes too long, but I still think we're in a great position. And also, flooding is not too bad when all of your lands make dudes. We do want to make sure we don't mill ourselves, because a lot of our win conditions are gone. But I think, again, just the Field of the Dead should make it fine. Oh, Pest Infestation? That's pretty bad. This is not a good attack at all. Yeah, trading a Courser of Crewfix for a 2/2 does not make any sense. Okay. Interesting draw. I think we just want to start with Showdown of the Scalds. We're going to hit a lot of lands here, presumably. Yes. So let's go... Trinket Mage for Mox Emerald, and then play this, and then just get a tap land into play. And we'll have 4 blockers now, so they can't even become the Monarch, at least on board. I think I'm going to play the blue-green land just because we're a Uro deck. We're not going to be able to play the the Steam Vents, of course, but that's fine. We do need to make sure we don't mill ourselves. We're down to 12 cards in our library, but I think we will be okay. And they just concede. Okay, so playing against red-green should be a decent matchup, but we do need to bring in some more removal, so all of these are coming in. What's coming out? I don't think Shark Typhoon is what this matchup is about. I don't think Intuition is where we want to be either. Haven't seen a ton that Spell Piercer is good against. Although it is good against Pest Infestation. I would like to keep my red card count high for the Pyrokinesis, so I don't want to cut a red card if I can avoid it. Golos is too good. Binding is too good. Could cut Knight of the Reliquary, although it's a lot better against decks that are light on removal. Maybe Questing Druid. It's pretty good, but it's a little clunky. I think I like Iteration better here. Could also be Looting, but I think that's good on the draw. And then once again, so I cut a couple blue cards, so let's cut this for this. And run it back. Okay, I like that we have a Burst Lightning and a Wrath of God. Couple good ways to deal with our creatures. I'm just going to play this on turn 1. Delay the decision of what land. Like, typically, I don't think this is what we want to be doing, but in this case where we don't really know what land we want, I think it's worth it to hold the Windswept Heath. Manamorphose into Raphalos with no forests. into Sylvan Library. Okay. Okay, drawing back-to-back 5 drops is worst case scenario. Yeah, that's actually pretty brutal. Wow. I mean, we have a lot of 5 drops in our deck, so I can't be too surprised, but we do now have, what, 15, 23 total converted mana cost across 5 cards. We don't have that many more expensive cards in our deck. Almost everything is either a land or a card that costs 3 or less. Okay, that's fine. They didn't pay any life with the library. That's interesting. So we need to go white source for sure. I think I'll just get Spar's Headquarters. It does mean we don't have, like, it's going to be harder to make black mana if we find Fire Covenant. Interesting. Huh. Okay, not the best use of a Showdown of the Skulls because we're likely to only get 2 cards out of it, but I think I'm just gonna play it. I think that is like almost definitely the correct play over just doing nothing. Okay, Pyrokinesis is an interesting one. Yeah, we might literally get 1 card out of this Showdown of the Skulls, but even if we do, it's actually like weirdly worth it here because we just desperately need to hit another land. What do we want to play out of our 5 drops next turn? Also, it's pretty likely we'll get to use this Pyrokinesis. Not guaranteed, but pretty likely. So our plan is to go Shattered Sanctum into, like, okay, what is this, 3 mana? Tireless Tracker, okay. Okay, in response, do this, pitching. I think Burst Lightning, actually, when we have Wrath of God. And honestly, I might play Otari. Is that better than Teferi here? Hopefully they're just cracking the clue. Okay, that's fine, too. Yeah, I think playing Otari is the right move here over Teferi or Golos. Now, if they trade here, that will mean they have a way to kill the Otari, but that's fine. That's still a 2-for-1 where we get to gain 3 life and hit them for 3. But okay, they don't do that. They didn't even block with Wall of Roots. That's weird. In fact, that's almost definitely just a misclick. It's sort of funny how few cards are in our sideboard. Okay, they have a Mox. Best case scenario is they're cracking a clue here. Lelia is not too bad either. Ulvenwald Oddity. I don't think they've played a green land, so if they have an untapped land, they can play the Oddity this turn. But we just have Wrath of God ready to clear things up if it gets out of hand. Lily is a lot worse in their deck than it is in most red decks because they have expensive stuff. You want to have a lot of like low curve cards, so you're almost always able to play the thing off of Lelia. Same goes for like anything, even like Showdown of the Skulls actually. Like they killed the Showdown of the Skulls over the Mox Emerald. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, no land. Let's start by just going to combat and swinging. I think I might just gem Golos here. I mean, Omnath is definitely higher upside if we hit a land. Actually, maybe Omnath is better because it also can trade with Lelia. And like if we hit a fetch land, it's unlikely, but we do have one or two in the deck that would be just like game ending. Okay, we do hit just a normal land, but I'll take it. Up to 16 life. They're at 3. Yeah, it seems pretty hard for the opponent to overcome this. They crack their clue. So they would need like natural order for Craterhoof doesn't do it. I think it would need to be some sequence involving Time Walk, and I don't think they're playing blue. All right, nice. So I believe we're yet to drop a game, 2-0. Oh, so both matchups so far we've wanted Wrath of God. For removal, we have Burst Lightning, Swords of Plowshares, Fire Covenant, Binding. Like, our removal's a bit light. I think I'm still just going to run it like this, though. Like, we could cut Intuition for Wrath of God, but what we're doing is hedging again for the control matchup. Maybe it's better to hedge against aggro, though. Actually, yeah, maybe that is correct. Maybe we just do this, actually. Okay, final answer. How many white sources are we playing right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wrath of God's kind of hard to cast. How many blue sources are we playing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, I'll just... Whoa. That's annoying. Sorry about that. I'll pull that back up. Okay, so the change we're going to make is cutting this, or making that swap, and then bringing the planes in for this. Basically what we've been doing every round. I think this is probably correct. It just gives us like a better matchup against fast decks and creature decks. I think we'll be pretty good against control either way. We'll definitely bring in Intuition in the control matchup, but like we'll do that after winning game 1 probably. Yeah, so I'll see you in the finals. All right, here we are for the finals against Willie. I'll keep this on the draw. It's a little bit not reactive enough, rather. Like a lot of proactive cards. If they're playing a fast deck, that's bad. I'm really hoping they're playing something controlling, and I'm really happy to draw a land there. Now our best draw would be a Mox for sure because it would let us play 4th Aerlingus if they don't do anything. Interesting. I think I'm just going to play Elvish Reclaimer. There's like almost an argument to going for Questing Druid. That would increase our chances of hitting a land. You know what? I'm going to do it. We're unlikely to be able to play both cards off of the Druid, but this is more mana efficient. It increases our chances of being able to curve out and hit land drops in the future. And we also, there's definitely a very real chance we can get a 2-for-1 out of it. Goblin Engineer, okay. We'll see what they put in the graveyard. If they just go for like the... Okay, Sword of the Meek. That is scary. Because we don't have a good way to break up their combo yet. We'll fire this off. Okay, land Fire Covenant is pretty bad. So yeah, we'll just go. Play land, play this. And pass. So not going to be able to use the Fire Covenant this game. That's fine. Did they have the Sword of the Meek? Restless Vents doesn't cast Sword of the Meek. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it does cast. Okay, well, that's bad then. This combo is scary. We draw Mox. That's interesting. So what, like, pressures them the fastest? Maybe just playing a big 4th. Honestly, yeah, just playing a big 4th Aerlingus has got to be the right line here. I'm going to leave back the Questing Druid and hit them with everything else. Maybe we just hit for 8, actually. Then they get to become the Monarch, but I think I'm not even worried about that. I just want to, like, kill them. Now we find the fetch line for Omnath. That's great. They're going to get to become the Monarch, but then we're going to get to hit them back very hard. And just try, like, I mean, they have this sort of the meat combo, but we're just going to try, like, not even care. Do they have a land this turn? Shadow Spear, okay, so they can get their sort of the meat combo going now. Oh, wow, that's an amazing draw. White, red, blue, sorry, green, blue for Omnath. Land. Okay. You got your cute little combo. Not too afraid of that. Crack the land. Then we'll play Otari. Attack them with everything. And are they just dead on board? They might be. Math is for blockers. It's actually not very hard math though. They block this and they go to 2. Then I'll play Elvish Reclaimer and pass, and they have this little combo, but it really doesn't do anything. It just takes mana. If they had Urza, that's where it goes infinite, but they don't have enough mana for that. The way they could win is with Tolarian Academy. But with no Academy, they could also, I guess, win on the Time Walk. Look at this board. That's legit. With a great hand, too. Okay, so we win game 1. We don't really have many ways to interact with artifacts, unfortunately. In fact, we only have Leyline Binding and, like, kind of Teferi. We do have a couple counterspells, though. Do we want to play Wrath of God? Or do we want to play Intuition? I think they're both better than, like, Thraben Inspector. I don't think we need Inferno Titan. Oh, wait, actually, Nissa is probably worth playing. Nissa over Shark Typhoon. High curve, but that's why I'm cutting the Shark Typhoon, because that's also kind of high on the curve. Yeah, I think I like this plan. I cut Shark Typhoon a lot. It's really a good card against control. Good against Planeswalkers as well. Not as good against their thing. They can chump block the token really easily with their tokens. It just doesn't do that much. Well, another land light hand, which is weird because we're playing 19 basically. The problem is this is one of those hands where, like, the upside is actually not that high. Like, what we draw a land, and if we draw like 3 lands in a row, then it's good. But I do like the way of Leyline Binding, but I think it's still not a keep. All right, I'll keep this for sure. Putting back Burst Lightning. Maybe Wrath of God. Yeah, I'll put back Wrath of God. Burst Lightning can hit Planeswalkers. And we have Fire Covenant as, like, another sweeper that's better because it kills only their stuff. Opponent kept 7, unfortunately. Okay. Did they just naturally have the combo? No, they don't. I think I'm going to take 1 turn off to play Knight of the Reliquary. They might get to make a Thopter token. That's fine. So let's get Godless Shrine. We were actually maybe supposed to get just basic planes because we're gonna likely be sacrificing that. I guess we could sacrifice this. Yeah, we should have gotten basic planes there. Bit of a blunder. Okay, that's great news. Don't care about that either. We are actually going to have to pay a ton of life, but still in a good position. So we'll go land. Fire Covenant. So I think we can do it like this. Then they can sacrifice one of their artifacts to draw a card. Don't care about that. Yeah. And actually, we have no more black cards in our deck. I guess we do kind of want to swamp for Golos. We're super dead if they have a Spell Pierce or something, but I don't think they do. I think they're just sacking these two things to draw a card. Then we'll have a few choices. Basically, do we want to attack for 3 or grow our Knight of the Reliquary twice? I think growing the Knight of the Reliquary twice is better. Yeah, making that a 5/5 seems good. Okay, that was a... What? Yeah, they just blundered that kind of hard, but it's fine. Pass back. They should have just drawn a card, basically. The other perk of leaving this back to block it means we can block the Restless Vents if they play a red source, which is relevant with us at 5 life. So in this situation, if we had played Wrath of God, we would have like 14 or what, 12 more life, but we would not have this Knight of the Reliquary. I would probably prefer 12 life to this Knight of the Reliquary, but it's kind of close. Still have Swords of Plowshares and Burst Lightning up. That's bad, because they can just, I mean, yeah, they're just going to get the Thopter combo. Not unbeatable, but it is pretty bad for us. They got Bolus's Citadel. That's weird. I mean, I get it, but I don't think it's correct here. This is a big turn, like, and they go off this turn, and if they cannot, we can hit them pretty hard next turn. We can hit them for 10. Yeah, I'm just going to grow this as much as possible. All right, swing for 10, and now Bolus's Citadel is like already not that good. Yeah, they should have probably just gone for the Thopter combo, which we might have still been able to beat, but then they could at least be like, you know, gaining 5 life and making 5 1/1s or 5 flyers a turn. That probably would have been tough for us to beat. It, like, hard to say. Could have gotten there, but as it is, it's going to be pretty tough for them. We'll see what they have, though. Tezzeret, so they can get their Thopter sword combo now if they want to. It's probably too late, though. Yeah, definitely too late. They have 1 blocker. I think they're just dead on board. They're definitely dead, though, once we take this out. Actually, they were certainly dead before this too. All right, well, I'll take that then. We kind of cruised there. She got a clean 6-0. Maybe a few getting aided by a few opponents' blunders along the way. But this deck was awesome. This is my favorite kind of vintage cube deck at this point, bar none. I mean, it's not my favorite iteration of it. My favorite iteration would involve a few more fetch lands and a Wrenn and 6. But Field of the Dead, tons of lands. Like, there's just so many interesting... Yeah, okay, this is why I like this deck so much. It maximizes your decisions at so many points. First of all, in the actual draft, the reason to take these lands early is because it means everything is a pick in Pack 3. Every single time you get to a new pack, there's like 5 different choices, and they address totally different needs of the deck, and that's so fun. If you're just playing like mono white or mono green or like mono black reanimator, it's like, okay, there's 2 black cards, like I'll probably wheel the one that I don't take, but like in the weird case, like, you know, there's some interesting decisions there. I don't want to knock that style of drafting. I enjoy it too, but there's so many choices in the deck, in the drafting and in the deck building. Then once you're in the actual game, there's so many choices with your mana base. How do you sequence your lands? When do you hold lands to cycle? What do you fetch is the biggest one. So that's really cool. Again, versus just like, all right, play my planes, play Mother of Runes, play my planes, play Thalia. And then the spells themselves just do like wildly different things and interact in cool ways. Yeah, just like a really cool style of deck. It's very fun. It very much rewards play style and play skill. And we got there with the results. My personal favorite was the game where we just kept on playing Uro and bouncing it with Caracas. It's like, yeah, we'll just like draw 2 cards, gain 3 life, and make 2 zombies every single turn. Like, I don't care that you're the Monarch. I don't care that I have no removal spells. I don't care that you're attacking me for like 5 a turn, because you can just like overpower that. Caracas was also decent for bouncing there. Questing Beast at one point. Golos was great, just finding Field of the Dead, and this was like a very good deck for Field of the Dead. The zombies were relevant. 4th Air Lingus was good. We actually never used either of these cards, I think, but they're pretty powerful. Obviously, having 2 Moxen helps. That gives us a lot of explosive speed. But yeah, that was so much fun. I hope you agree. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.